for gems, and was there anything else on this list?
The scroll.
I don't have that.
I try to recall who has it. Was it? I feel like it's Rashi for some reason.
What? What are we talking about?
The scroll of commune with nature.
I think Terry has it. Yep, Terry has it. Sorry. BRB. And I run away.
Alright. 2 minutes later, Rashi comes back with us.
Scroll.
Yes, so it'll be the scroll, 200 gold worth for gems, the sending stone.
I have noted 4 gems in Terry. I don't know where they come from.
Alright then. So she picks up the gems and the scroll and the stone. So I'm just gonna add this, allow for this because you all did mention it last week. Does anybody want to send one last message using the sending stone before you hand it over? Because I remember someone talking about it.
Yes.
So I'm just gonna say who wants to send a message before handing it over.
4 faces. Aster.
What do I say?
Well, you can say anything you want, just keep it within 25 words.
Like that we will be incommunicated? We are fine, TM?
We're fine. We're giving up the stone though, so we won't be able to communicate with you for a while.
This nice lady wants to be trading in goods and services with the prince.
Enjoy your business transactions.
Okay, so I'll just say you all somehow figure out how to fit that in 25 words. Which I'm sure is doable between the 5 of you.
Because we are all very smart.
Yes. And there's a short pause before you get a reply. Well, that is an unforeseen circumstance. Very well. Syndra isn't doing too well, so please. And the message ends there.
I think there was probably a hurry after that.
I assume that I wasn't counting the words and I messed up somewhere.
Well, if we want our reward, we gotta get a move on.
Our reward is the knowledge that we're helping people.
Esther blinks at
Well,
Rashi.
it's getting late, so maybe we should camp for the night first and then get a move on.
There is a crack in the ceiling, and then the clouds part by, and there is a shining beam of light glazing at Rashi as she says these things.
Aster would turn to our host. Would it be okay if we camped on the premises this evening?
That will be fine. Please stay in the southeastern corner where you already are.
Excellent.
Sorry, out of character, is Kiwi kinda low for anyone else?
No, not really.
A tiny bit quiet, but not like hugely.
I just it up.
Turn up for what?
What?
10 now for Kiwi. Alright. Is there anything else you'd like to ask or say to Zalkori before your leave?
No, but as we shuffle out, Roy just kind of Roy just is just kind of, oh, I've forgotten what sleeping indoors feels like.
We could sleep in the.
It's been like 2 days.
Oh yeah.
More like 4, I believe, since you all left Circaba. Cursaba, sorry.
Yeah. It's been
Mhm.
like 4 days.
You say that, but 4 days can feel like a long time. Anyway, we camp.
Okay.
We rest. Nighty night.
Cook up
Alright.
cook up some snake.
Okay. So everyone's back with your pack animals and Asaka.
I go in a
Yep.
corner so no one else can watch me, and I put my pajamas and I come back.
Okay.
Do dragonborn pajamas look like?
Just studded leather armor.
So you all begin to set up camp. As the night begins to fall, you all have a dinner in the relative comfort of the gardens of Nangalong. A bit more refreshing than sleeping in the jungle itself. At least there's a
Somehow,
nice fragrance that permeates from the south, from the north.
coming from the zombie corpses.
Zombie corpses?
The zombies we killed that smell nice.
No, I was referring to the gardens to the north, the four flower gardens.
The ones with the drugs.
Yes, it helps you sleep.
That's exactly what it says on the tin.
Mhm. Though I'll say, I assume the party will keep watch overnight, as you should. Um,
We are scar like that. We will.
and I'll say probably during the first watch, which will be Esther, you'll see a light come out from Zakori's residence. Appears is Zakori herself holding onto a orb of light. She's not wearing her veil, so you can see her for who she is, which is in this case a gorgon.
Oh, I
Um,
know this trick. If we look at her, we die.
uh,
Forbidden
uh
waifu.
mhm.
Oh my god.
Quasta, never say that again.
Before you see the light hit disappear downwards, she appears to have entered one of the gardens, down the stairs into one of the gardens. Before and roughly an hour later, she steps out of the garden back into her residence. Uh, whose watch did I say this was? This was Esther's watch, right?
Asta, yes.
Hmm.
Esther, could you give me a perception check?
I certainly am capable of pressing the button.
Hmm. There appears to be somebody with her.
Like a humanoid or.
I'll say for 13. You can you can see it's like a taller humanoid figure, but that's about what you get with a 13.
Uh, I mean, Esther is not going to cause problems in someone else's home.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I guess Esther would maybe use Divine Sense to see if it's an undead or fiend.
Well, I'll say that because this is the further garden, the garden that's further away. This is definitely beyond the distance of your
Okay.
divine sense. I believe, yeah, it's about 150 feet away.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't think is Esther gonna get closer
Oh, absolutely
to
not.
try. Yeah, that's what I thought.
This lady scares Esther.
In my mind, Esther is very careful.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So your watch passes in the next. You pass it to the next pair, but the night goes on peacefully before the day breaks. As the party wakes up to a bit of rain.
Yay, rain.
Oh, good. More rain.
Why is
Morning
Rain
routine.
cameo in this campaign?
There's a lot of rain in this campaign.
Bless the rains, Dan and Schult.
No, do not bless the rains.
That would get rid of all the undead. That would be actually really useful.
Mm-hmm.
Just make it rain holy water.
Yeah, I was gonna
Done.
say,
You
blessing the rains might be helpful in Schult.
like I'm looking at the pre-generated calendar of whether I have. There's like out of the entire year, which I did generate, there's only like 12 days where there's absolutely no rain. Yeah, that's a lot of rain.
They don't call it a
Uh,
rainforest for nothing.
Exactly.
Reminds me of home.
Where
All
are you
right.
from, Roy?
No, that's not Roy, that's Gru.
All right. So you'll pack up your things, get ready to leave. Uh, did Esther set a command word on her boat?
Yes, but Kiwi did not.
Okay, good enough.
I thought we'd agreed that it was the sound of Gray chewing on it.
Absolutely not.
Oh, no, sorry.
No.
We agreed it was no Gray, no.
Yep.
Or get that out of your mouth, or something like that. I remember there was a conversation about this.
Yeah, I remember that.
Whatever Esther said it to, it would be a single syllable. Something easy to say in an emergency.
Like help.
But
Or,
unlikely to come up in normal conversation.
yeah. L-
Can you imagine? Can you imagine that boat activating in somebody's pack?
I can imagine it activating someone's stomach if they ate it.
Mm-hmm. Everyone side eyes Gray.
Gray
Are we
starts
sure it's
chewing on a
about?
rock.
Are we sure it's about? Maybe when we unfold it could be anything.
Esther
We,
says the Esther says the command word.
it could even be a boat.
For the normal size boat or the large one?
The normal sized one.
Okay, good. It becomes a rowboat. It's the first one is a rowboat, isn't it? Pair oars. Oh yeah, it is. No, it's larger than a rowboat.
We don't have a handout about it.
We do have a handout, I think.
Yeah.
I don't.
The handout is with Esther. Hold on, let me give it to everyone.
I also just looked it up on 5e Tools when we got it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Essentially, it's a smaller boat and a large boat. One is meant for 15 medium creatures. One's meant can hold up to 4 comfortably.
And
Yeah.
it's 12 inches long, 6 inches wide, and 6 inches deep.
When
That's
folded. Mm-hmm.
12 by 6 by 6. 432 square inches. About the size of a standard Amazon box.
I was about to say it's roughly the size of like one of the fancier GPU boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 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 But it becomes the medium boat.
It's about
Boo, I wanted a boat.
Esther
And it kind
says
of
to come
floats in
in.
the swamp. Hmm?
Yeah, I think like if the water is still pretty high, we can like use it to not be as damp on our way back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can use it for a short while. Like you can fit a few of you on the boat and have your pack animals kind of drag it along the water. It's more of this is a swamp. There's not much of a propulsion. Unless you want to roll it, it's also fine. Don't let me stop
Row,
you.
row. the boat.
Okay. So you guys begin your trek back to Kursaba. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Can I have the survival rolls from Roy,
Mm.
as well as everything else from the party? The perception and survival checks. Perception from Gray, survival from Esther and Lastrana. Good. Okay.
Gray is distracted trying to figure out a way to start chewing on the boat again.
You can chew on the side of the boat, given that it is open. Let's
Can I do I'm technically helping Roy, but can I do a role playing role?
go ahead.
I wanna when we're walking wanna look for uh like a very good chewing stick. You know those like type of trays that where the rubber band comes from?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I'll say that would be a survival.
Oh,
Okay. You
that's
find a
my
chew toy for Gray.
that's my net 20 of the day.
Let's see. So you wander around the some of the drier areas of the swamp, and you manage to find a pretty decent sized um tree branch that has a bit of flex in it.
I clean it up. I kind of make it smooth and fun and
Rip off the bark.
yeah. I work on it a little bit. I'm not a woodworker, but a little bit, so it's more I don't know nice. And I give it to Gray.
Mhm. All right.
Gray looks like
Well,
a 7-year-old on Christmas morning.
Not much, but it will help on the chewing.
one more thing from Roy. Could you roll me a d6? Because the
D6.
weather today is cool and you have a 50% chance. No, that's not it. You had a chance of gaining extra hex. Okay. So the
I
swamp
guess,
was pulling you guys back.
I guess we are moving 4
We're
or
being
5.
very
5.
cautious.
We're moving direction of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
5. All right. So the last thing here will be my 3d20s.
I haven't rolled. I want to roll.
Okay, go ahead. Rushy roll.
Haha!
Aha! Nothing goes wrong.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Aha!
You have an
Take on
uneventful
me.
journey.
We have so many ahas. We should start going singing "Take on Me."
It's an uneventful journey
Mm.
as you make your way out of the swamp towards the monastery.
Make it away.
We passed by an ogre and a donkey going the other direction.
They're going home after the grocery shopping.
Mhm.
What's up, Marv?
Oh, can we stop and see Lord Farquaad?
Farquaad.
Some of
Uh,
you may die. That is a sacrifice I am willing to make.
One of the best villains ever.
okay.
I don't remember. Sorry, I'm very distracted right now. What was Camp Vengeance?
uh, all right. So, I believe I did mention this before. So
You
I'll
did.
just give a reminder. Camp Vengeance is a campsite. Is a camping. No, camping ground is wrong. It's a base that belongs to the Gauntlet. What was the full name? The Gauntlet of the. Okay, it was a Flaming Fist. It's a. Oh no, I can't. Suddenly my brain stopped functioning. Order of the Gauntlet. Sorry. Yes. Uh, and apparently it was a second campsite after they got chased out of their first one. By a bunch of undead.
Oh,
Yeah. So
I
they're
have
a bit of
heard.
a butt of a joke
Oh
within Port
man,
Yansaru because these guys came over to fight undead, and the very first camping grounds they had, they were chased out by undead.
I guess that the first camp was Camp Righteous.
Yeah.
Oh man, poor buddies.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Okay. Next day. Survival from Roy. Perception from Gray. Survival for Esther and Lastrana for the next day. 15 is good. Wait, does 11 pass?
that's the lowest roll Roy has ever done in survival.
Yeah, hold on. I need to double check my tables because
Advantage.
this I can't trying to recall if that's exactly the pass or is that on the threshold passing. Because
Master
usually
Axe.
Roy rolls higher than that.
Now is where Slinky says, "Oh no, there's a bunch of things that didn't have happened or didn't not happen, something like that, one way or
No,
the other."
it's usually the pass. The pass is like usually around 13. I change it based on certain factors. Where's my table?
On
This
the
is the
other
folding
hand,
table.
Gray's new ToA clearly is working because they're at least not wandering into trees.
Okay,
And we
right.
hear all day the squeaky, 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 squeaky.
Okay, so Esther on the other hand does find something. Uh, Esther, you find some dancing monkey fruit.
Is that the poisonous one?
Yes. That's is if someone ingests it, they will begin to dance unless they pass a con save.
Do they have to eat the fruit raw, or can we like extract the juice?
You can so long as they either eat the fruit or they ingest the juice.
Sorry, I got off track. Did she found uh people or
A
fruits?
fruit, a fruit.
Oh, so it's for later. Okay, no one is currently about to be dancing.
Listrana, do you have any empty vials?
Yeah?
Can you juice this for me and make sure not to drink any of it?
I'll proceed to fill some vials with juice.
Okay, we'll say that Lastrana can probably do that either during the long rest or during one of the short rests you'll have during your journey.
Mm-hmm.
You do get lost though.
What?
Yeah.
Lies.
Are we going back the way we came? Or are we trying to?
I'll say the odds of you heading backwards is very, very low because you guys have Esther's wandering ability. Was it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So how do this work? Like you make a roll, Sunirki, to see where we end up, and if we end up in a place we already went before,
So
Aster knows.
Esther will know if you guys get lost because all this is exploit hacks, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So Esther will know if how far you deviated from course. You all did not deviate,
Yay!
but the exact
Yeah.
location is unknown. But you guys did not deviate.
Ooh.
It's the knowledge that Esther will give you.
That is the knowledge that Aster gives.
Okay.
I'm not sure where we are, but we're going in the right direction.
Exactly.
Well,
Aren't we?
that's good at least.
Aren't we like that always?
uh, let's see. Roy, can I have 3d20s?
Oh, goody. Okay. 3d20s.
Excellent. You all did not set off any encounters again.
I'm concerned about the wording because he said set off like it's a trap.
Technically, it is.
I mean, it is.
Okay.
For very broad definitions of the term trap. Alright, so you'll make it past the day with no issues.
How many vials of dancing monkey poison can she fill
Uh,
during long rest?
1.
I have a
Okay.
question. I have a
Yes.
question about the dancing monkey poison.
Mm-hmm.
Does it work if cause you say ingest, but does it work if I tip my arrows in it then shoot it at someone?
Uh,
Hmm.
Not for this. There needs to be a certain volume that it goes into a person before it works. There's a quantity requirement.
Mm,
Yes, this is for slipping into someone's drink or something.
okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to
So this is
explore options.
just poison, or is also the cure?
There's no cure, as far as I can recall. The cure here is make your con save.
Okay, I thought it
Yeah.
was the cure. Okay.
No, the cure is for the there's a particular root here that's meant to cure the fever.
Do not Let's not go looking. I'm reminded of that episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender where Iroh was trying to make tea.
Wasn't that
I
the
don't
entire
recall it.
series?
Hmm?
Wasn't that the entire series?
No,
Yeah,
no,
I
it's
don't
the one.
recall that one.
It's the one he tried to make tea and he wasn't sure if it was a poison tea or a really delicious tea.
Ah, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want us to end up in that situation.
The
Oh,
Cure
wait.
are a 1978 rock band that formed in Crawley, West Sussex.
What?
So
Anyway,
next day
I
comes
didn't
up.
get the joke.
Same set of roast.
Ah, here we go.
And that's the DC I was looking for. Ooh, a 22 on gray. Hold on. Weather. Okay, it's currently raining in the morning. Alright. I assume okay, which direction are you guys heading in? 5 or 6?
uh, Uh, 5, I would say.
Okay.
Anyone else can chime in.
14.
That's not an option.
This is why Gray isn't in charge of navigating.
5 sounds good.
Okay, so a bout of good weather. It's actually it's a cool day again. So Roy, could you roll me a d6? You're looking for a 4 and above.
Nope.
Okay. It's just a bonus. It doesn't really matter if you have it or not. So Gray, Perception, Lestrana. Okay. After Roy, we'll circle back. Esther, can I have my 3d20s?
Sure.
Come on, combat.
You
Nope.
guys avoided 3 days of encounters. That's amazing.
I'm
I think
okay
that's the
with
longest
this.
streak we have so far.
I'm okay with this.
I miss the days where you set off 4 encounters in a row. Oh well.
There will be plenty of encounters for us in Omu, I'm sure.
Oh, those aren't even random at that point.
I mean, I know that. They're also more deadly.
Mhm.
Well, unless we run into a T-Rex, that's a different case.
Spoilers.
This
Okay.
ain't my first rodeo.
All right. So y'all make it through this day. And begin the set off towards Kursaba, which I think you guys will walk towards 4.
Mhm.
I'll say that Kursaba is already within kind of sight over the tree line. So I'll say because this is also familiar ground to the party, Roy does not have to make the survival roll.
Excellent.
But I'll still like it's more of Roy made the roll and he auto passed, so that's already settled. Perception and survival checks from Lestrana and Esther. Okay. And Roy, once again, could you give me a d6 because you guys got two cool days in a row.
Boom.
Why do we need more? We're gonna be there right now, okay?
It's more of what time you arrive.
I
We're
find the
there for
sign.
lunch.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Give me a minute. I will be right back.
Let's see. 6, 11, 12, 14.
Ooh, Gray is at 200 rolls. Let's run at 150.
Lestrana, you find 14 cinder berries.
Gray would definitely try to eat 200 rolls, no questions asked.
14 what
Yep.
berries?
Cinder berries. They kind of have to be consumed within the day. But if you do, for the next 24 hours, you have advantage on saving throws against disease and poisoned. But they cannot be kept. It's one of those. They are very perishable.
Well, Estrana will pass them out to everybody and split
I
them up.
return with food. What is Lestrana passing out?
Some berries she
Candy.
found.
Drugs.
But in order to gain the benefits, you have to consume 10,
How many were there?
14, because
Well,
I wrote kind of low.
well, Aster is already immune to disease, and has a good con, so she's not worried about poison.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you most worried about being poisoned?
Who's the worst con?
Masashi.
Poisoned by what?
Gestures broadly at Chult.
Fair enough.
Oh, Roy rolled a 6. Okay, I did not see that. All right. So, with the good weather, y'all make good time and make it to the base of Kursaba. Uh, on your way there, you do notice that there appears to be a few Arakruka keeping their eyes out, keeping watch. And when they see you arrive, they come down and land.
Neat.
Ah, welcome back. I assume we assume you need help getting up.
Would be useful.
Very well.
I like flying.
And a few more Arakrukas fly down before picking up the 5 of you and
Well,
flying, and they airlift you up to the top of Kursaba.
we'll be back, Azaka.
Take care of Terry.
We hope.
She looks a bit nauseous.
Understand? Blah.
No, wait a second. Wait a second. I just realized something.
Yes.
If we get the flying thingy, do we come back to Osaka? I guess so. I said nothing.
Well, let's find out exactly the stipulations of it.
Yes, since no one actually asked about stipulations before you all left. uh, so the Arakruka land you at the base of the monastery. Uh, they'll let you know that Ashara isn't at the monastery, but is at her own lodging, resting.
Did she got better of the being blind?
The Arakruka shakes his head. We believe that she might have lost her sight permanently.
Oh my. Did you try this spell? And I explained lesser restoration.
It wasn't enough. We could
Oh
not get
man.
rid of it.
Oh man.
Is it possible, looks at Lestrana, a greater restoration might work?
I mean, it might be possible, but I don't know.
It wouldn't be nice to waste it, but if it helps.
So y'all begin to make the journey up to the elder's house. Fairly high up. Is near where the princess was staying. Um, on the way up, Roy, with your as you're coming into view of the Ashara's residence, Roy, you
Mhm.
kind of notice a black caped small humanoid hiding on one of the balconies because he's not very good at hiding right now.
I whisper it to Aster.
Well, we're flying.
While we're walking, right?
We're walking at this point.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're walking along the platforms, these walkways, and Roy kind of glanced up and saw a black cloaked figure crouching on one of the balconies of Ashara's her residence.
Mhm.
Mm,
What's Roy's intelligence?
Roy's intelligence is
Yeah.
12.
All right. I'll keep that in mind. Okay. So you let Lestrana know about this. Not Lestrana. You told Esther, right? Okay.
I whisper it so that the person doesn't know that I'm onto them.
Aster nods and takes note of where you indicate the person is. Can Aster say this person once they're pointed out?
Sorry.
Is Aster able to notice the person once they're pointed out?
Yes. It's more of this person isn't hiding that well, but is hiding just enough to pass passive perception for everyone except for Roy. But once it's pointed out, you can just see it's somebody's a small humanoid just hiding behind on the balcony.
That's it. Hmm. Is there any way to determine, like, if it's like an assassin, someone who's up to no good?
Well, if you can give me give me a perception check to identify from distance.
Character sheet.
I'll say Roy can probably give me the check as well. Okay. Since Roy is the one who saw it as well. It's nah.
Hmm. What's that kid doing up here?
That's a very
Nah.
oh right. Since Esther, you made the roll. What's your intelligence?
12.
Okay. So same as Roy. The two of you kind of look at it and realize that Na made his way up to the balcony, probably to eavesdrop, but forgot to figure out a way to come down.
Maybe he should have.
Regardless.
Maybe he should have built that helicopter.
It's one of those, he's gonna get stuck, but he has not realized that he's about to be stuck.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Derek Kurka, who's kind of still escorting you, knocks on Ashara's door, which opens. You see an Aarakocra kind of dressed in more dressing robes, um, who directs the five of you in. Ashara is currently resting upstairs. I'll go fetch her for you. And the Aarakocra makes its way to the top before leading Ashara down. Ah, I see you've returned.
We brought the flower.
Excellent. Very well. Tomorrow morning, we will begin the Dance of the Seven Winds to loan you our wings.
I raise my hand.
And
All right, she's blind.
and
Sorry.
Aarakocra, who's helping Ashara, you see them just kind of whispering in Ashara's ear.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I
Aster
didn't mean
face
to.
palms.
I didn't mean to. Oh my god. Oh, I'm the worst. Ah!
Aster is experiencing secondhand embarrassment.
You have a question for me.
I don't want to say it right now.
No,
I think
please,
it was
just
probably
ask.
something about our pack animals.
No, it wasn't that. But yeah, that would help too.
Well, what would you like to ask?
We will need to dance tomorrow.
Yes, it is part of the ritual.
Oh man, can we
I,
walk?
I think Aster would ask for like the specific details of like how long we'll be able to fly, how fast.
Hmm. As she holds out her hand, could you pass me the flower?
Aster takes the carefully packaged flower out of her pack and hands it to Ashara.
Package.
As you hold it, she kind of lifts her hand. She kind of feels around the pot. Interesting. This well, you all carried it well before making her way into touching the soil and eventually making it to the orchid. She kind of caresses it for a moment before. Ah, you found a pretty high quality orchid.
I do.
Before letting
The, ni-
it go. Hmm.
the nice lady helped us pick it out.
I wasn't going to mention her.
Usually, you must be talking about Zakore. I met her a few times in my youth. Though usually when we acquire black orchids from her, we get the ones from outside her garden. You must have gotten into the garden to get
It
this one.
was kind of flooded. The only ones that were there were inside her house.
Huh.
We paid no small expense to acquire the specimen.
Well, I won't know the exact duration of the flight until I perform the dance tomorrow. But this would, but it'll be a good time. No, sorry, that's not the right word to use. It'll be longer than the usual times that when we perform this ritual for others.
We're
Usually
here
it'll
for
be
a
3
long time.
days. Hmm?
We're here for a long time, not a good time.
No, we're here for destroy a death curse before it destroys our person who's paying us.
But it'll be longer than the usual 3 days.
Excellent. We should confer with Azaka regarding our plans in that case.
Uh, is Rashi gonna ask a question about the pack animals?
Wasta?
Now what? What? Sorry.
What, pack animals question?
Ah. Ah. Yeah. So I'm so sorry.
I can't tell if that's Costa or Rashi.
Uh. Yeah. I. My brain is in the last legs. Sorry. Yeah. I will ask like. Uh. But what about the pack animals and Asaka? Do we go with Asaka? I guess we need her still.
And Ashara thinks about it. Well, we'll see how many wings we can create tomorrow.
Oh my god, flying dinosaurs.
Uh, our wings can usually only support uh, creatures of our size. D&D speak, this is small/medium.
Mm-hmm.
Hattie the Flying Hatasaurus. Gray looks like they're in love.
We have tried and it will work, but you need more wings to support larger creatures.
Mm.
I don't know how to explain this in character, so I'll just say it out loud. Say it out loud. You need 2 pairs to support a large creature and 3 pairs to support a huge creature, and so on and so forth. So each size, each category up, you need to add in a pair of wings.
Mm-hmm.
So if you find a kraken, it'll probably just take 7 wings to fly.
There's only one kraken I ever want to see flying.
That kraken only needs 1 pair because it's your child.
Mm-hmm.
Hattie's a medium, so they can fly with 2 wings.
Isn't Hattie a large?
Hattie the Hadrosaurus, the medium-sized creature.
Their icon
No,
shows large.
Hadrosauruses are large. Hadrosaurus are large, Ankylosauruses are huge.
Then why is it only like a 50-pound carrying capacity?
Because of encumbrance. And I believe there's actually a modifier. I left a note inside Heidi's stat, not stat block, under the notes.
150, yes. I was
Yeah.
mostly being silly.
Yeah.
I
So
was being serious about thinking they were medium, though.
I'm pretty sure I left your icon next to Heidi sufficient to know that Heidi is larger than you are.
Yeah, no,
Just in icon
you're
size.
probably right. My brain's just garbage. Anyways.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you'd like to say to Ashara before leaving her?
I think Aster would ask if he is aware if a greater restoration spell would fix damage caused to her eyes.
We have not tried. We are missing the necessary components to cast that spell. Cause it's like what, 400 diamonds, something like that.
It's expensive.
Yeah, and specifically a diamond.
Mm-hmm. My
Yeah.
players recently had to cast it several times after fighting something that caused lots of exhaustion.
I'm pretty sure it's diamond dust, but still hard to combine.
Yeah, it's 100 gold worth of diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
Quasta did this just recently, too.
Well, I mean, I only cast it once. We're just going to wait 3 days for the rest of the exhaustion.
Exhaustion.
Yep, feeling it right now.
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
Lestrade just goes, I might be able to cast it once.
I think that the player is like doesn't want to waste the resource if we're not sure it would have a benefit.
Sadly, if it comes up, Rasha will be all in on just try it because it's good to help such a helpful friend. I, the player, I'm not sure if I want to waste it, but
Aster, the pragmatic paladin, knows that we have a death curse to stop. And what if
Gray
one of
is
us gets
chewing-
blinded?
Gray is chewing on their stick.
Lestrana would rather save it, but if they really think it could help, she'll use it.
I think
But if they're not sure, it'd be better to save it.
Aster would make a promise to Ashara to return with the ability to fix her eyesight once this is over. Whether that requires hunting down a high level cleric to cast regenerate or whatever.
Ashara nods. Thank you for your consideration. Normally, we will seek out such resources on our own, but we are currently preparing for something else, and we do not have the resources to spare.
Understandable.
What are you preparing for?
It's a internal problem for Cursebar that I'm trying to solve.
Well, if there's any way we can assist once we return, please let us know.
Very well. We shall see.
And
Anything else?
uh, I don't think so.
Not that I can think about it.
All right.
Aster will go out on the balcony and retrieve Na.
As you
Nah, good to see you.
Oh my god, Rashi.
Sorry, are you doing this right inside the house, or are you stepping out of the house?
Yeah, I would step out of the house and try to like not make it obvious that he was eavesdropping.
Okay.
I will say that once I see now, so they could be later and not in front of everyone.
Okay. So as you step out the house, the guard who's accompanying you lets you know that your residence your previous residence is available for your stay for the night. Before he flies off and leaves, probably back to guard duty. Um, Esther and Roy, who knows Na is there, you look up and you see Na standing instead of crouching and trying to make sure the coast is clear before kind of just waving at the party.
Nah.
Aster pokes Lestrana. Do you have that rope of climbing?
Looks up at Na, hands Aster the rope of climbing.
Aster goes in her ring after instructing Lestrana to mage hand it over to Na.
I wave. I like saying your name, Nah.
Do you mage hand it over?
I'll mage hand the ring over to Na.
Aster pops out of the ring.
There's not a lot of space, but I'll say y'all will fit.
Aster ties the rope around Na and instructs Lestrana to tie it to something.
And you drop Na to the ground.
I think Aster would have also asked her to cast Featherfall when she sees me jump with Na.
Alright. Y'all with feather, it's not really that high, it's about 15 feet, but the problem is that if he misses the jump, he is actually going all the way down 500, 600 feet. But
That's what the rope of climbing is for.
yeah, so with the rope climbing, assistance from Esther, y'all and Featherfall, y'all make it down to the platform safely. And as you land, Na is, what's the word I would use here? He appears to be entranced by something.
Earth to Na.
Yes. Right. Thank you for helping me calm down.
I mean, it's not my business, but is there a reason you were eavesdropping?
Let's go to somewhere quiet. And he begins leading you to his hideout. I can't think of a better word for it right now.
I don't remember how big was that hideout. Do we fit all inside?
It pretty much fits him and probably two of you, so the rest of you are kind of like just outside. It's a small place. it would have space for everyone if it wasn't for the fact that Na kind of crammed in a table and all his books and tools
I mean, those things are important.
and have to be kept dry.
Nah.
And as he kind of leads, as you arrive at his hideout, he turns to Esther and just and says, "I was trying to get some information that Ashara wouldn't really share with us."
What's that? Nah.
Well, Ashara is pretty angry at my sister.
I couldn't imagine.
Hmm.
Couldn't you? It means she's kind of. Ah, I see what you say.
Sarcasm.
Mm-hmm.
uh, he found out. Ashara found out that my sister has signed a pact with and I try to recall what's the word I wrote for it. Where is it? Notes. With the giant the giant elementals who appeared on the island a week ago.
Is that like
Uh,
the pack of giant cloud sacks?
Samir and Ahira, the elder tempestuses.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not and Ashara isn't pleased about it, as according to Omunian traditions, a queen can't have such ties with other worldly entities. Apparently, there was a precedent set 400 years ago by a queen known as Zelkori.
Never
But
heard of her.
but
Aster slaps her hand on Rashi's mouth.
ow. What?
I'm just gonna say, Na doesn't have the insight to even bother seeing that this is a deception.
I
Okay.
don't. I honestly wasn't saying anything about it. I went to say something else.
And Aster, see if their patron knows anything about this.
Uh, I'll say no. Your patron has been stuck inside a particular location for a bit too long.
I wonder what that location could possibly be.
Yep.
I raised my hand and I hit it.
But I did hear other things. Ashara was also uh, trying to identify what exactly caused her current state of blindness. Um, Apparently, the place she was looking at has a a bunch of dangerous enchantments placed on the location itself.
Aster makes a note of this.
Yeah.
What place?
Whatever is causing the death curse
Oh,
in Omu.
why
Uh,
is Omu culture care here? It's so far away.
well, Omu was the center of Child at one point.
But okay.
And yeah, sorry, I missed out a note on one other thing. Ashara is trying to find a way to break this pact my sister has made.
But why, though? Could be helpful. What kind of pact?
Uh, Trying to think of the word. Closer to being servitude, I believe.
Servitude of your sister to the
To the
fuckity clouds?
Elder Templars, yes.
Sounds like she signed a bad contract.
Ashara certainly thinks so.
I mean, at
Ah.
least my patron, it's an agreement for freeing her.
Yeah, it sounds. Yeah. Mm, usual. I'll put your faith in them.
Any decent lawyer could argue that the contract was not written in good faith.
Unless we're dealing with a fiend, I don't think they care what the contract says.
I mean, I don't know how the party will ever find out, but this is more of a if the Elder Templars found a lawyer, they will argue that
Sneaky.
Maxarane knew exactly what she was doing.
Sneaky. I'm sad to inform you that we're goofing.
We are not going to discuss the legal minutiae of warlock contracts.
Yeah. The other party said yes. Okay, so now kind of relates this information to you. Some of them might become important in the future. Uh, is there anything else you'd like to ask, I or should can we fast forward to the next day?
Uh, uh,
Does, does anyone think of give your sister like a long vacation? I think she's not well.
I don't know if she's suited for a vacation. She has never been anywhere outside of Kosovo.
See, that's what I'm saying. All she thinks is work and her destiny or whatnot. She needs to learn that there are other places and help. She needs to learn about help.
Some people aren't suited to vacations, though. Their
and
brains don't like them.
can Aster uh, figure out whether Ashara would want her to leave for any reason?
Uh, I would say piecing in the information given by Zalkore, what you heard from Ashara as well as Na. Uh, no. Ashara needs uh Maxonari as Maxonari is currently the only legitimate heir to be the Queen of Omo. Because I guess somewhere down the line I would have mentioned that it's only the daughters of the line who can inherit the title. Now it's not legible.
This matriarch is the worst. You should elect your leader.
Ah, yeah, right. That's the word I was looking for. Is the society around Omu, or at least back 400 years ago, was a matriarchy.
Wait, but almost now all snake people.
Yes, and Ashara is following the tradition.
But if we defeat the snake people somehow, who is left there to be ruled?
I think this is more of a real estate problem than anything.
Now kind of shrugs his shoulders.
Like, congratulations, you are the queen of a desert city in the middle of Chalt. I cannot think of few things more depressing than that.
I mean, to some people, being a queen of a nowhere place is better than just being a nobody somewhere else.
I believe it was in Paradise Lost where Satan says, I would rather rule in hell than serve in heaven."
That sounds like something Asmodeus would say. Yeah.
That sounds something very evil and egotistic. You all should. No, you all not. That poor lady and that poor kid should all be more something something preaching. I'm not a preaching person, but let's
I mean,
assume Rafi said something like that.
let's try and look at Rashi. I think Na's got a good head on his shoulders, looking at his inventions.
Nah, the best.
Na has a pair
Nah.
of goggles on his table
A pair of
Nah.
goggles.
with polished glass
Nah.
that he's working on
Ooh,
or
shiny.
was working on.
Ooh, what do these do? And no, you can't put them in your mouth.
Well, actually, I was gonna ask if I could put them on my face.
It would fit on. I think if you adjust on the stretch, it will fit on Gray's face because Gray is roughly the same height as Na.
This gives Lestrana an idea. Could you make some of those with slightly darker lenses? Gray could probably use some things to make the sun not so bright when it's bright out.
He thinks about it. Sorry, Na thinks about it.
Evil ball of
Ah.
fire is evil.
If I had the glass, I could. But to answer Lestrana's earlier question, that's to protect my eyes when the wind blows. Is essentially eye pro for high winds and altitudes.
Hmm.
Cool.
At some point before the next morning, Aster would want to speak with Azaka and confirm her opinions on our course of action. You know,
So I'll say because you guys did arrive early, uh, in and I'll say the conversations didn't take too long. Uh, you could I'll say you could ask one of the aggro guys to fly you down to talk to Asaka before the night is over.
Aster would do that.
All right. So I'll say that for and just for managing reasons, you're not able to get as many guys as you want. So I'll say it'll be Esther plus one other person at
Plus one
maximum.
besides whom's?
Esther plus one more to fly down to talk to Asaka.
Oh.
Yeah.
Aster chooses. It's between Rashi and Listrana. In case we're like ambushed.
Oh no, this is not really an ambushing kind of question, but there are other reasons. So don't worry too much about ambush.
Okay, I think Aster would take Listrana then.
All right. Okay, so the two of you are flown down to Asaka, who's a bit surprised to see everyone, the two of you, because as you do arrive, uh, where's the rest?
They're still upstairs.
Ah, okay.
Here in the distance. Nah.
Aster would explain the entire situation with the flying and the ritual, and
Okay. Well, I'm your guide. You hired me.
I know you don't
Uh,
like heights.
yes. But what is your plan?
The ideal situation is to get as much distance between us and Omu covered during the time that we have the wings. Aster pulls out the map and looks at where we are and the general location of Omu as indicated by both Ashara and The totally not snake lady. Could we have the
Okay.
world map?
It's mostly because the world map had taken a while to load. Was there something you want to point out?
I just want to look at where we are and where we're going
Okay.
and how far it is. So, 250 miles.
Around roughly 25 hexes or 25 days of travel, assuming you guys don't get lost.
And so, how much faster is flying compared to walking?
All right, I'll assume that you probably asked this to either Ashara or one of the priests earlier on. With okay, flying. Assuming you don't take any what's over here?
Detours?
Kind of if you just fly without doing anything else, you can cover 4 hexes in a day, weather permitting. What I kind of mean by that is you don't you're not making survival rolls to search for food and water. You're just flying, taking a short break, and continue flying. You can cover 4 hexes, which is 40 miles. If you choose to continue the way you are, which is to find food and water, you can cover 3, weather permitting.
So 3 times 29 in 29 is 8. We will do it in 8 days or less.
If we had 8 days. So she said the standard ritual was 3, so that would be
3.
90.
I mean, that would in itself cut out about half the trip.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How
Because
much?
even if we only had 3 days, that would cut out half the trip. So
How much food and water could we prepare in advance?
Well, I'll say you can probably procure some stuff from Kursabar, but based on my recollection, everyone here still has their 10 days of rations from the starter when you eventually start pack, because you guys have been relying on Esther's ability to find food since you're left.
Yeah, it's more of a making
So
sure that we just have the water without
the water, you guys are solving it with crate water from
rushing.
Rashi. Yeah, so unless something goes drastically wrong, you guys do have the water because spell slot and the rations.
So 3
Eh,
days
wait,
would give.
wait, Roy? Oh no, Roy will have Sayuk's ration, so that would be fine as well. Yeah.
So,
Sorry,
so,
carry on.
so 3 days would get us there. 4 days would get us there. 5 would get us there, and 6 would basically get us to.
So 3 where would get us 3 days?
Okay,
Assuming.
so
Can you see the
4
line I'm
days
drawing?
if y'all just fly.
How many days do we have?
You don't know yet.
She said that the normal is 3 and that this was better than normal. So I'm assuming a 4 or more. So
Do you realize that if it's 3 days and we take 3 hexes per day, like getting food and whatnot, we with all the travel to Nangalore and coming back, we just saved 1 day.
It's actually worse in the original campaign. I had to make changes to make it worth it.
This is the worst.
Yes, I know. The game is the worst.
It cuts out a lot of potential encounters in the middle of undead Chult land. That's
Yes. Esther would know because you guys are basically going from no zombie territory to flying straight into zombie territory.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like that.
Esther
That
would
is
know this. Yeah.
that is the benefit here is that we are flying over the undead.
Yeah. Because in terms of game mechanics wise, I will still make everyone roll the d20s, the 3d20s. But unless it's an aerial encounter, you guys just fly over it. Or
we just
encounter
see
it
a
at night.
thing that
Depends on my load.
happens on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys find the T-Rex 60 feet below you.
We ping it to death with Roy's bow. Wait, I have Eldritch Blast. We kill it. It takes us forever, but we do it.
I have laser.
The poor T-Rex. It was just minding his own
Is
business.
there a Tarask somewhere on this island? We can kill it.
No.
Gray sits there demanding Rashi punch them until the beast wakes up, and then convince the beast to use the longbow, not go bite the T-Rex directly.
So, is there anything else you'd like to know about the flying, or would you prefer to have this discussion once you know the exact details tomorrow morning?
Knowing the exact details, I was just wanting to make sure Azaka would join us.
I
Ah,
I
okay.
was sleeping while all the other discussion. I was sleeping during the answer of my question. What happened to the pack animals in the end?
We'll know in the morning.
Okay, so the pack animals answer was, you can attach wings to the pack animals to let them fly, but it will cost. It will use up. They will need more wings to support their weight.
How many for a Terry?
3.
And how many do we have?
You'll know tomorrow morning.
Because Terry is strong enough to carry like 2 of us.
Okay, so here's the thing. I actually did all the max already. So if you want, I can give you the numbers later.
Don't worry,
I,
but I'm just saying, maybe it's more worth it to have the pack animals with wings and we have flying mounts.
I did the calculations. I can give it to you later.
Okay.
Okay, the next morning then.
Okay, so the last thing would be you're trying to convince, essentially trying to convince Asaka to follow you despite her fear of heights, correct?
Correct.
I'm not gonna make you roll for this. So I will follow, but I'm not gonna be happy about it.
I mean, you can fly low to the ground.
And if you stay close enough to me, I can cast Featherfall if anything goes wrong.
That's not convincing at all.
Well, that means at least we get to the ground safely.
Aster will tie the rope of climbing between themselves and them while they're flying. You are our guide. It is as much our job to protect you as it is your job to guide us.
I'm debating if I should just run.
And miss out on all this adventure.
No, as in run after you. What's Asaka's top movement speed? I mean, technically, she books it. She can actually catch up everybody.
Let's roll
I
insight based on that.
Sure.
have a spell that can calm your emotions, but like your
I
bursts.
assume you're questioning if what she says is true.
Yes, and how it could possibly be true.
She appears to be very confident in being able to chase after you if you do fly.
Hmm.
She's completely confident in her capabilities, is what you're getting with a 19 in insight.
Well, fair enough. As long as you keep yourself out of trouble.
I'm usually quieter if I'm alone. So with that bit of information, Esther, could you give me a persuasion with advantage?
Yeah, as soon as I find the button.
I will fly with you, but somebody has to hold my hand.
Aster extends their hand as Azaka says this.
Alright. Okay then. So with that being settled, the guards the Era Kruka guys who were with Esther and Lastrana, they bring you back up,
Mhm.
leaving Azaka and the pack animals behind.
We will let Azaka know that we will need to like bring everyone to the ritual at whenever it happens next day.
And Azaka waves at you as you all fly back up Alpha side. So, night has fallen on Kursabal. Your
Nah.
Na has gone back into his own home because he needs to sleep early.
Oh no, I'm not talking with them. I just like to say the name Nah.
Okay, and the five of you have gone back to your own residence. Is there anything y'all like to do?
I think Esther, as they doze off to sleep, will think really hard about their patron and seeing if they can get any information about where we're going and where they're trapped.
The trap location. Did I give you the location where she was trapped in?
I think you said Omu, so I assume it's in the Kiwi assumes it's in the Tomb of Annihilation.
Oh, spoilers!
Oh,
The
Wow,
title of the
wow.
campaign.
big ass spoilers!
Wow. The
Uh,
Tomb of Annihilation.
I legit didn't know it was there.
I would say that I'm trying to figure out what check this would be closer to. It'll be knowing something that has to do with a connection with your patron. So
I figure she contacted me in a dream the first time.
yeah, no, it's more of a okay. Maybe I'll be using this in the future as well. So could you give me a straight? Okay, let's see. Your paladin, your spellcasting is
Warlock and
charisma.
Warlock and Paladin are both charisma.
Okay, good. Could you give me just a straight charisma roll? Okay, good. There appears to be something blocking your connection with your patron.
I get a busy signal.
It's less of a bad signal and more of a firewall.
Mm. Grumble, grumble.
Connection failed.
Yes, someone connection to your patron is currently unavailable.
Mm. Grumble. Oh well.
Mhm. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to do? Oh, right. Before I forget, let's run. How much ruby dust do you need? Was it 2 or 400?
50.
50? Oh, okay. I was thinking of a different number then. Do you have anything to trade for the 50?
At the moment, no.
Remember, they will take in
I mean,
the various herbs and flora.
I could probably hand them some like dancing monkey fruit, or I have this mushroom. Is that
Oh,
the
right, that
mushroom?
mushroom.
Mushroom. Badger, 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 badger.
No.
Snake.
It's a snake.
Where's the that says what all this stuff?
The Zabo mushroom, the one that saves against the. No, Zabo mushroom isn't a save. Zabo mushroom is used to cause status effects.
Yeah, the zabu mushroom is something that you can use as a grenade. Let's see.
Mhm. Well, I'll just put it this way. Between the party, I do know that you guys can easily come up with enough to trade for the ruby dust.
I
I mean,
have
we could
four.
we
I
could
have
probably.
four. I have four gems that I don't know where they come from.
I mean, I could probably trade them some of the yaka nuts.
We have two council ceiling strings.
Okay, so I would say the for Lestra, since you don't need the dust immediately, correct?
No, I won't need it to level 5.
Yeah, so let's just put it on hold. I'll say that you trade for it, but the exact trading, I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Yeah, because just you alone should have enough to trade for the dust. Okay. And I'll say same for everyone else. This is more of a Cursor Bar might be the last place you can actually procure supplies from. So do consider if you all want to pick up anything before your leave. I will just hand wave it as you guys did the shopping before you left.
Wait a second.
All right.
Uh, wait, hold. I need the rules.
Aster would like their entire retinue of healing potions.
Why it cost the breastplate cost so much?
Okay, so does anyone else need to do anything tonight?
Roy will buy many arrows.
I thought you already did.
So how many healing potions could I get for a vial of dancing monkey juice and some studded leather armor?
Wait, you still have started at the armor?
Yep.
I thought you sold it back then.
Nope, I still have it.
Huh. Probably just the 2 they have in stock.
Okay, Aster does that. What kind are they? Just regular?
Yeah, regular, yes. Standard 2d4 plus 2.
Goodbye, monkey juice.
Yep. So
Does
2
anyone
potions of healing.
needs? Does anyone needs any weapon?
The
Aster
beast
thought
wants
about
a
getting.
great club.
Aster thought about getting a rapier and a shield, but I don't have anything left to trade.
Roy can just give Aster his rapier. He's not using it.
Oh,
I,
perfect.
I I I just realized I have this.
Hey, can you make me a shield?
I can just make stuff.
Gray wants sunglasses.
How much is a shield worth?
25 gold, I believe.
Aster takes 25 gold pieces and is like, turn this into a shield.
Okay, so now that it's just
Oh,
10 gold.
actually,
Now that
no.
Rashi remembered that she can 3D print equipment.
Oh, now
I
I
just
can.
like a light bulbs up. Like, oh, all this
Actually,
worthless coin, they can be used.
actually, I can just get the weapon I wanted now.
But I can do one a day.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Aster wants a pike.
I have a rapier. If you want, still want
Oh
that.
no, now that we can 3D print weapons, I want a pike. That's what I wanted originally, and Snarky said they wouldn't have it.
Mhm. So,
So
let's see.
So the first one that asked was Gray. So I'm gonna give him that, and then
Great.
gonna
The
work
beast
my
doesn't
way.
need a great club. It's okay.
Are you sure?
You can wait a couple of days until the beast actually makes it a point.
Also, it has to be a metal object. Clubs typically aren't.
I gonna make a club out of metal.
It's called a dumbbell.
You can put like metal studs on the club too, because I know that there's a Japanese weapon that is basically that.
Yeah,
Is
the
it
one
that?
that only carries.
A kanabo.
Okay, so who
So,
wants what?
okay, so
I will say I need to use restroom. I will be back.
Okay, so
I
I'm
think we
just
can
gonna
take a break.
say, if for the party who wants Rashi to make stuff for them, could you just send Costa like a list so that Rashi could slowly take her time to print out everything along the journey?
And we also say, since this is only a level 2 ability, that some of these things have already been made.
Nope.
Because we didn't
I
realize that this was a thing.
I realized it's just a thing like Rashi's idea light bulb just turn on.
Oh right, I remember now. Okay, so
Coming up.
so following Silva, I'm gonna use the restroom as well. So I think let's just take a quick a short break for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kiwi, do you pay the pike?
Yeah, it's 5 GP according to the
Yeah,
Toy
just
book.
rest it. You have a pike.
Wow. The power of God.
It takes me what, an hour? What it says?
Mm-hmm.
A tink, tink, tink.
Turn into a 3D printer.
I think today she is like, with each tink of the hammer, she's saying, nah, nah, nah. The power of 3D printer god.
I didn't get 3D printing when I became a paladin. Grumble.
I wanted to. I just light bulbed it because I wanted like the armor that I want, but still, because it cost like 200. It's too hot in here.
Poor Rashi.
No, like me.
I know.
Quasta's so hot.
It's actually stupid warm here right now as well. It's -3.
I'm back.
Hi,
Welcome
back.
back.
I like to say I'm a bit, what's the word here? I have a bunch of mixed feelings right now because
Well,
my intention back then was to just load you guys with currency as dead weight, and now
ah,
Rashi is just gonna print out equipment.
Yep.
So it's
ah.
like, so here's the thing: it's more of, hey, you guys throw very high stats. It's very hard to threaten the party on Child, so I'll just threaten the resources, which is my intention. What water create water solved. Background solve food. Maybe I'll just threaten the equipment 3D printer.
Well, I never thought of this ability, partly because I started with all the things that I can do. Like, I will want better armor, but cost too much. I can create things up to 100 GB.
Yeah, I don't think there's
So
actually a terrible amount that Rashi can make for us.
Yeah. Can't get the better heavy armor. Blint's 200 GP. However, Kiwi is now looking through the player's handbook.
who wants a heavy crossbow?
I have one. It's called Eldritch Blast.
Center Rashi is just running around throwing equipment at other people now.
In honor to Siege, I'm gonna make a can of Silas drink each day that I don't need to make anything else.
Hmm.
It has to have metal, right?
Yes.
It
So
has to be
But it
yes.
no, it has to have metal. It makes all of the other components out of the money that you can supply.
so I could make a book out of metal, a rope, and a book.
A rope out of metal would be very like wire, yes. An actual rope would be difficult to work with. But yeah, we could make wire.
Steel cable.
You can also make copies of any key that you have on your person. So if we need to like have a second key for some reason.
I'm talking about the specific meme.
That's
I
a
don't
Dave
know.
the Barbarian joke.
Yes. Thank you.
He made a megaphone with a gerbil, with a hamster, some rope, and a megaphone.
Oh, that one. I never knew where that came from.
Dave the Barbarian.
It was so good.
It was so good.
So anything that, like, I could make an ink bottle out of some coins and an ink bottle.
There's an episode where he had to pass a barbarian exam, and but Dave is really bad at being a barbarian. So in like pillaging, he gets a Z, and then the last exam is calligraphy, which Dave is really good at. So he gets like a 15 with 15 pluses, and that passes the exam for him.
Welcome back.
I have returned. Sorry about that.
So
No, it's
a
fine.
potion of healing is a common item.
It is.
Is it
Yeah, it is.
magical?
Yeah.
Yes.
God damn it.
Yeah.
You can't 3D print them.
Unless you, I will let you if you tell me who you want to poison Vlad.
I was thinking I could make a bag of spikes, and we're making it with coins, so it's like just grabbing the copper and making it pointy.
Artesia's Blessings is really one of those one of those abilities which rewards the player for creativity.
Oh my god! How do I make soap?
You need animal fat and salt.
No,
And
there's steel
ash.
soap.
That I mean the ash is where you get the salt.
But there's steel soap.
Please don't steal soap. It's not nice to steal.
I think that's a wire brush.
No, it's literally
And not
called
soap.
steel soap.
Huh. Okay, so now that we figure out that Rashi can just print out equipment, therefore ruining some of the stuff I wanted to do.
This managed to wake me up. I was falling asleep.
We can make
Not,
a
not because of you. Sorry, not to specify. Not because of you, Suzuki. I'm just tired.
We can 3D print a carriage. They're exactly 100 GP.
Question: Could you
Answer.
like if you 3D print it in portions every day? Could you 3D print a suit of full plate?
I think that kind of goes against the spirit of the of Channel Divinity is that in
We
a single
have
go you must have an image of it.
we have we have in the party an artificer specialized in armor. I think she should be able to fuse together all the pieces that I make.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You 3D print it in sections.
Please don't make life too difficult for me.
I
This
look.
is your DM
Wait,
begging the
wait.
party for mercy.
I this has never heard it in Tuva Malere. The DM asking for mercy.
So Aster would suggest
we
that
did it.
on our days off that we're not using this for anything else, to condense our money into platinum pieces.
Ah, yeah.
Because there's nothing that prevents you from making coins out of it.
Yeah, you can make 10 platinum pieces every day, I believe.
Yeah, so we can
Was it?
turn. It says 10 pieces of ammunition, so I assume that's about how many coins you could make.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Is that for small items, coins, ammunition, you can probably every day can condense 100 gold into 10 platinum, something like that.
But yeah,
We made the DM beg for mercy. I think we officially win TOA.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no, it gets
No,
worse. It gets
no,
worse.
this is not the DM begging for mercy. This, in a way, yes. It is more of please do not make it such that I have to, what's the word here, juice a bunch of my encounters just to make it worth it running.
Now
Can
to
tell.
be
I
to
can.
be sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I just wanna say to be clear, Sneaky, I just find funny all these
Mhm.
implications and weird ideas. I'm not gonna do something so far fetched. I understand.
I was planning to give you something, assuming you hit level 6, though.
Well, let's get there first.
Yeah. But I'll just summarize it simply. Because at level 6 you do get 2 uses of Channel Divinity, correct?
Hmm.
If you wanted at level 6, I will have let you burn both at the same time so that you can create something up to 200 gold.
Ooh.
My armor.
No, mine
Which is
first.
kind of why I didn't want to just say, oh, you can just print out the pieces of plate armor, because I was planning to just give you. I was
Our
planning to have you do it at level 6.
our armors.
Fair enough. Thank
Yeah.
you, Slinky. But as I said, I didn't plan actually to do something that goof.
Aster now plans to ask Rashi to do it at level 6.
Mm-hmm. My previous
I mean,
now that I think about it, my previous party used Artisan Blessing to galvanize silver into their normal weapons just to go and fight were rats.
Ooh, there's an idea.
Yeah.
Fun fact: in the
Mm-hmm.
player's handbook, all the silver weapons are slightly above 100 GP, so that you can't do that.
Well, it was a level. They were low level, and I kind of like the idea, so I just let them do it.
Mm.
Yeah. It
So
was also their first time, so you know. Anyway, should
I'm
we
not.
continue?
I'm
Yes.
not. Before we start, I'm not seriously suggesting we do this. But a suit of full plate is 1500 GP, so it would take us half a month to 3D print it in sections. That is all.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, the death curse will probably have killed our patron.
Indeed.
Okay, so let's continue unless someone else has something they'd like to bring up.
No, we've faffed enough.
Okay, we did. We have been faffing for like 20 minutes. So you guys are currently resting in the side residence before you hear knocking on the door. Looking out, is the sun isn't even up yet, but you guys can roughly tell it's like 4 a.m. in the morning.
Bright and early.
Mm-hmm.
Aster
Ugh.
enters the door.
All right. Uh, at the door, is one of the Aarakocra priests. And they let you know that Ashara is about to begin the ritual and uh, is inviting you to join them.
Absolutely. Aster blows their whistle to wake everyone up.
Nah, why?
Flying
Everyone
time.
in everyone in Kasaba is now currently awake.
Good, we need all those extra wings.
So you all begin to make your way into the main monastery building. you see Ashara is already there. Currently directing the few other priests who help set up the circle in the ground. The priest who's accompanying you makes their way over to Ashara to let her know that you have arrived.
I'm being called. I'll be back in like 5 minutes.
I want to believe that's Roy saying that when just as we come in.
No, that's good. Just assume that Roy is following quietly.
All right. So the priest comes. The Arakocra priest comes back and requests for the orchid to be handed over.
It is handed over.
All right. And the priest brings the orchid over to Ashara, who she plucks the orchid from the stem and begins to walk around the outer edge of the circle. Despite her blindness, she is very practiced, so she does not require her sight for this. And she begins pulling the petals off the orchid around the circle. You see 6 other priests begin to join her in the circle, and when the orchid has been completely plucked, Ashara and the 6 priests begin to spin and dance. And there are basins of flowers and water and flowers around in the area as they all begin to smoke and rise. And you see the wings from the Arakocra begin to shrink, getting smaller and smaller. And above the different basins around the room, a small feather begins to grow in them. And they grow larger and larger until they are roughly 8 or 9 inches tall. Approximately 15 to 20 minutes later, they stop dancing. And the priests all make their way to each of the basins to pick up the feather that has formed. And they bring them to Ashara, who collects them. And one of the priests gestures for the party to come over to Ashara.
Yeet.
Walk over.
Gray
Wow.
was joining in the dancing and probably takes an extra 30 or 40 seconds before realizing everyone else stopped dancing.
Okay. And you see her begin to Ashara begin to kind of do a bit of count the feathers she have. The bounty from this orchid is high. It is indeed higher. And she holds them out. Can someone take them from me?
Aster, I guess.
Someone. There are 7 in total. And Ashara lets you know they will last for 5 days, starting now.
Yeet.
Ooh.
Yep. So 7 feathers. So you get essentially you have 5 days of flying.
200 miles,
Weather permitting.
weather permitting. 7. How many of us are there?
We are
5.
5 plus Osaka and Hadi?
I mean, we could give 2 to Hattie, and then Gray could ride Hattie.
I think Aster would have asked Azaka this. Could Azaka keep up her fast running pace with the animals?
Yes.
I think that's our best bet, with Aster moving some amount of supplies into her ring before we leave.
So I have done some of the math. But I don't really, the reason why I didn't want to share is because I don't know what plan you all have, and I didn't want to influence it too much. But I'll just give some restrictions here. The pet animals can't fly if they're encumbered.
I'm pretty sure Hattie doesn't hit encumbered with Gray, but I can do the math just to double check.
I also counted everyone's body weight as well as their pet and how much they're
Yep.
carrying. So a few of you won't. Most of you will. But
Oh yeah, we weigh kind of too
but
much.
because I also did a calculation on Esther's storage space, I did a lot next over the week. You guys essentially don't have Esther has enough space such that you can just shove everything that you have that the party has into Esther's ring.
Just imagine Aster like with everything piled on top of them, like, be right back, pops into the ring, dumps it all. Oh my god, that was so heavy.
So, and in terms of supporting players, Terry and Gus Bag, sorry, they can carry 2 passengers. Heidi can carry 1. It's just your standard your huge and large mount sizing.
But the problem is that we will need 3 wings, 3 wings, and 2 wings.
Mm-hmm.
And we have 7.
Yep.
So that's not a viable option.
I think having Azaka take them along the ground might be the best option.
If they can keep up with us,
No, sorry. I think I answered your question wrongly. Azaka herself can catch up with you. Your pack animals can't.
Mm.
Yeah. I misunderstood the question. Azaka can. Unless you want Azaka to move at the speed of the pack animals,
Would-
then you guys are definitely just moving at 4 times the distance because the pack animals are much slower than Azaka.
would the pack animals and Asaka still be faster than us?
No, we move at the slowest speed, and it'll be the pack animals slowing Azaka down.
Yeah, but I mean, the pack animals will slow her down. Is that still faster?
Than her, than being us slowing everything down.
Oh no! Right now, you guys are the ones slowing the entire party down.
So we could. My idea is, this is an idea. We could fly and say with Asaka like we're gonna encounter in this point, and we fly all the way into that point, and we wait. And Asaka is gonna take a couple days to get to us, but she will be, and that one will still be faster than.
Okay, so maybe how about I'll just be clear here then. Azaka alone can catch up to the party in terms
I
of
return.
their full fly speed. Your pack animals are still traveling 1 hex a day.
Mm.
So if you want Azaka to herd the pack animals towards wherever you're going, she will be traveling 1 hex a day while you guys are traveling 4 or 3, depending.
we could have one of the big ones with 3 wings and 2 people in there, and 4 other people flying with their own wings, and we leave one big one and one and Hattie here forever. And so we all fly. Everyone flies. But we still have at least one pack animal.
Welcome to the first puzzle Snooki is giving to the party. I
Wait.
don't have an answer because this is an open-ended puzzle.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Do the wings kind of affect the amount of weight we can carry?
You cannot fly if you're encumbered.
Okay, so
Like he's saying, I think like for example, Terry needs 3 wings. What if we put a 4th?
It wouldn't help. It's more of a even if you put a 4th wing, there's only enough space on Terry to support for 2 people to ride on.
Mm.
I believe my idea is the best one I can think of, but I want to know if whatever everyone else thinks. The idea of one pack animal with 3 wings, 4 people with wings flying by their own, everything on the Aster ring, and 2 people without wings in the pack animal mounting, and we'll leave Harry and one of the big ones here. So that way we take all our things, one pack animal, and we move as fast as we can.
That sounds like a plan.
Any thoughts, Kiwi?
Kiwi's brain has melted completely. Kiwi-
David?
Kiwi defers to anyone who can parse this.
Okay. David?
Okay,
has no solid solutions.
Maybe okay, Ki, am I explaining my puzzle clearly enough, or is there something that I'm messing up? Because I'm just practicing I am using this opportunity to practice for the tomb.
I
Because-
think it's clear. It's just like it's too much thinking for my brain right now.
It's without wanting to say rude to Kiwi. It's a Kiwi problem, not a sneaky problem.
Yeah, so this is definitely an ADHD problem. It is not your fault.
No, but
For David, it's not an ADHD problem. It's I don't have a solution for this, so I give up.
Gru is an idiot.
there isn't a fixed solution to this. This is an optimization problem.
What do you think, Silver?
I mean, your idea seems like it would work. But bear in mind, I've also had a cold for a week, so my brain may be not as functioning normal.
So I'm hearing 2 or 3 fried brains. My idea, and an idiot, self-told idiot.
Okay, how about
But no.
this? How about everyone in the party give me an intelligence check? And if we pass a certain threshold, I'll show you my working and y'all can decide from there, because I will lay out all the information for you.
It's a way.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if this is the best way, but let's just go with this for now.
Strano and Rash, big brain.
Okay, so my number was...
Gray is smart, but apparently Gray is not.
Gray saw Gray didn't roll well.
Gray got distracted chasing birds.
I was looking for 60. Did you guys pass 60?
No, we did not.
In average?
Oh wait.
No. 60 total.
Ah,
Yes.
25.
yes, we did.
Oh, you
As-
know, you did. You did
yeah.
pass.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll just show you my working, and you guys can decide how you want to do this. What's the best way to share Excel with you?
You can share your
Uh,
screen if you have it open.
You
all right,
can
I do.
just edit.
You
Uh,
you should be able to share the window.
The true
Hurry,
horrors of ToA Annihilation.
hurry, everyone memorize everything.
I hit the table, so you can't see much anyway. So I was looking through everyone's character sheet essentially, looking for information. Your pack animals weight is here. Unload the encumbrance limit. This is the assumption that all of your shoved everything into Estes ring. Then here's everyone's body weight, because I went to ask. So if we just consider all your body weight and you guys are carrying a minimum, not carrying gear versus carrying gear, because here's the minimum gear I'm assuming you are, you are wearing your armor at least, a weapon, a ranged weapon, and 2 water skins. That's like the super bare minimum.
Hmm.
All right. So with carrying with minimum gear, uh,
It would be funny that someone has lower current weight than the minimum gear.
yeah, that's unlikely. So based on the restrictions, correct, of having 7 wings, if you guys let Terry and Gus have it, correct, which is 6 wings
Mhm.
in total, you can support the weight of Rashi and Saka plus the weight of Roy and Lastrana.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
So you have 1
Damn.
spare wing left, which you give to Grey. Notice there's a thing missing here. It's called Esther. Esther is able to go into a ring.
Not for that long at a time though.
Remember? Okay, so here's the thing. When I conduct travel, I always say you guys take a short rest regardless. So you can fly for 4 hours, come out, pop, take a short break, pop Esther back into ring and continue flight without disrupting travel. That's
How
how
much?
I've been doing. That's how I've been doing this travel the entire time.
Aster's gonna be riding an economy the whole time.
And so during the entire, this is the so-called optimized solution in which the only thing you're losing here is Heidi.
Bye, Heidi.
What
Yeah,
is the
this is
rule?
the
What is the rule on Aster's, the ring that she can come in?
she can
It's
stay inside the ring for 4 hours.
Mm.
2 times proficiency level. But of
There's
course, in
gonna
this optimized solution, there's a few issues. One is that Rashi and Azaka can only fit on Terry if they are not carrying any gear, because one is 200 pounds, the other is 175 pounds unloaded.
I'm heavy.
Yep. And to fit everyone on Gus, Roy is unloaded. Lestrana is wearing her armor and armor, no shield, but she has the ability to just throw lightning at people, so she's technically armed. Gray, on the other hand, if it's just flying, Gray can carry everything he needs, because Gray is just light to begin with.
But what if instead of why don't Rashi has the wings instead of Gray? That way Rashi can with one wing be her fully clothed, and Gray and Asaka can be fully clothed on Terry.
That's definitely possible.
And Rashi probably has a higher strength than Gray unless you want to keep punching Gray until the beast wakes up.
Mhm.
No, not a great idea.
Aster will spend all of the time organizing all of the shit that is gonna be in the ring with her.
No, okay, so this is essentially the maximum output, high risk, the riskiest of all the setups. Because in this way, if anything happens in the air, right, Esther is not there. two members of the party are ungeared. So if someone rolls a combat encounter, aerial combat encounter, which is actually fairly low, I'll just be frank. The odds of you facing an aerial combat encounter is very low. But if it does happen, this is when the party is the most vulnerable.
I think
Whereas
it's a worth risk. Can Roy have how much startup? That's
yeah,
tight.
keep in mind, if you want to consider combat readiness, this is the column you're looking at.
No, I'm thinking of Roy just having their bow. At least their bow.
Well, if you consider if he takes off his leather armor, which is I believe is like 10 pounds, it's still 208. If you need to know the calculations for Roy, it's a bit of I didn't add it in, but it's his armor, his longbow plus 20 arrows.
Short bow.
Oh, sorry.
I
Roy
mean,
uses a short bow.
I could reduce the weight of the arrows by me. Because if Aster's going to be in the ring, Aster doesn't need the enchant on sword. And it'd be better to have enchant on Roy's bow and have it be repeating and not need ammo.
For Lestrana,
You can't do that
you're
until
only
the
saving
second
1
day.
pound of weight. A quiver arrows is only a single pound.
True.
Yes, but I'm carrying 200 arrows.
Okay, so my calculations are done without you carrying 200 arrows.
Aster has a nice rack in the ring with them.
Okay, I think this can be solved. So
It's something that can be solved.
how much could you put in there? How much that's Royal Estrana in that like 195 plus 189 to have it there, the number?
Hey,
They
wait,
actually are over.
wait. What's for my calculations? 195. No, Lestrana is a lot lighter. My mistake. What armor is Lestrana wearing?
Studded leather.
How much does that weigh?
Give me a second. 13.
How much does 2 bags of water weigh?
What weight one?
Yeah, I remember
No,
Lestrana and
no.
Roy were just under the limit. That's what I
A
that's what I
water
remember.
skin. A water skin weighs 5.
Okay, that means that you guys have to travel with one less water skin.
One more water skin for Aster to drink.
Well, they don't need 2 water skin, like, because they can have 1 water skin per short rest. Oh gosh, why don't you have a little more strength? But wait, if 1 water skin less for each one, that's 10 pound less, so it's 374. And what kind of bow has short bow?
Short bow.
Short bow is 2 pounds. So that way, Roy can has a can has his short bow. So put the calculation, the formula.
Okay, so Roy currently is 195. His short bow
Yes,
is how much? 2.
2.
He has
No
1 pound of arrows, which is 20.
no arrows
No
because
arrows, okay.
the repeating thing. Plus the 166 of Lestrana.
Okay, but the
Plus
two of them
the
are wearing armor, which is studded leather.
no, the Roy cannot do studded leather.
Roy is not wearing armor, alright.
And 5 pounds each for water.
Welcome to the exciting part of D&D, watching the DM play with Excel.
This is why I don't play Pathfinder.
Oh, I'm having flashbacks to traveling with my family and trying to get everything under the bag check limit.
Yep. What did I do wrong? God damn it. Oh, because in your formula you put 10. In the other formula you put 10 for water, not 20, right?
No, I always assume 2 water bags for everyone, so it's always 10 total.
But you put in the one the 384, you put 10 and should be 20 because they're 2 people.
Yeah, I missed out one.
That's a problem.
Yep. So
What if Gray fully geared? What if they both don't carry water, and Gray and
I'll
Asaka
say that
and
would be an
Gray
issue.
and Gray and Asaka carry water, and they pass it to them mid-flight? How much weight can a mage hand carry?
5
10
pounds, I
pounds.
think?
10
Or is it
pounds.
10
10
pounds?
pounds.
Just enough to water skiing. So Gray and Asaka has spare weight. They
So Gray and
carry
Saka carry all the water for the party.
not all, just one more. Yeah, they can carry all the water they need. Alestrana is the one with mage hand, right? So each time they feel they're thirsty, they go and grab water from the other one. They're gonna be flying right beside each other.
I say let's just do it and see what happens.
Okay.
My brain is completely fucking fried.
All right. So, in conclusion,
Do I give you a
between the
summary?
7, no, so I had I had a summary because this was one of the solutions that I expected you guys to come to eventually. Terry and Gus are each given 3 wings, so that they can fly carrying 2 people. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who are being carried on Terry will be Gray and Asaka.
Mm-hmm.
And Gus is carrying Roy and Lastrana. Esther is in her wings. Rashi is flying.
Yes.
Correct. And uh, Gray and Azaka will be carrying the water, which allows Roy and Lastrana to be. Actually, at this point, it will imply that both Gray, Azaka, Roy, and Lastrana would be able to wear armor plus carry their at least the most basic weapon. Roy with a bow and quiver. Lastrana is just going to zap stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Gray and Azaka both have a longbow. Yeah, Gray's a longbow. And each with a quiver. And Rashi is just flying around in half plate in her armor, chain armor,
Mm-hmm.
shield and mace, and that
Yes.
will work. So the
Yes.
only thing you guys are dropping here is Heidi, and Esther is just gonna chillax in the ring.
And
Poor
and
Es.
and pray and pray.
I actually feel bad for Esther.
Oh, you won't be. All right. So
Wait a second.
okay.
Okay.
So do you
All
still
of
need
that,
my screen, or can I turn it off?
all that calculation done. We were thinking. Uh, we were thinking we needed to do 3 days because we need to still. Because we still need to stop. Uh, now we need to do 3 days and not 4 a day, like 3 hex and not 4 hex a day, because we need to stop for food and water.
To search for food and water, yes.
But we have an ass ton of rations,
Yes.
and I can create water, so that's not an issue.
Yes.
So
Right.
we only need to stop for like short rest, like stop for having lunch and stuff.
Yes.
Can we do that in then 4 hexes per day?
You can. That was the intention.
Woohoo!
So let me just stop sharing my screen because you guys already worked out. worked out what's the optimized flight flight capacity, flight carrying capacity. Okay, that would be good reference for me in the future. So okay, so the reason why you guys were woken up so early in the morning is because you guys I want to give you the opportunity to travel today without losing a day.
But actually, I think
But
we should.
now that
Go ahead.
2 seconds have passed between the ritual being concluded and you guys have been handed over the feather.
We go and do this stuff the next session, I think, because I think the Excel fried everyone's brain.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So
Somebody
I'll say
load
that
the.
yeah, let me just load the player man because I think if you guys want to just check in with it, it should be everyone should be on the map.
Can we?
Yeah.
Can we load up the never-ending story theme song for the Bard for when we're flying? Because I feel like that would be appropriate.
So we have 5 days.
Weather pending, yes. But if nothing goes wrong, you will have the ability to just travel 20 hexes, which is where you're pointing at right now.
Mm-hmm. Which would then leave us 3 hexes from the circle.
That's pretty dandy.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be safe from a player's perspective to assume that when we reach Omu, we will level up?
Please.
Probably. You guys the thing is based on milestone, even though you bypass a bunch of stuff, you guys would level, but if you step foot outside of Omu.
Wait, we'll unlevel if we step out of Omu?
No. Sure, why not?
That
That sounds
would
fun.
be terrible.
There's so much paperwork.
You're only authorized to be this level in the city limits.
Yep, the moment you step out, you're D level.
Oh, that's awful.
If that weren't so much paperwork, I could see that happening in hell.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be level 10 the entire time you're in hell, so.
Alright, so I'll say that this is probably a good place to stop. Next session, we'll come in and travel as far as possible as you can with wings.
And Kiwi will sit there
Mm.
and hope that everyone doesn't die.
You'll survive.
Aster
You
will,
get
yeah.
Esther will survive.
you
Aster
get
will have all the supplies, just set up a shop in the middle of Sholt. Well,
she's gonna fall right in the heads of that new party.
We're gonna
Aster retires as a shopkeeper outside of Omu.
we're gonna die in an identical part. He's gonna walk out of the jungle.
Oh.
But Aster can hear everything from inside, right?
Yes, Aster will know if shit starts going down.
Esther will just hear the wind blowing past Estrana's fingers. It'll just be the entire 4 hours she's inside.
Aster will just
It's
tune
like
it
being stuck
out.
on pandemonium.
So
Mm,
she basically is gonna be on a highway with the window open the entire time.
Less of a highway and more of a like open cockpit of a plane.
Oh, that is
She'll have
Okay.
just.
hearing problems. She'll have hearing problems when she lands.
I think she can probably tune it out if she wants.
I could make you some mufflers next day. I don't know, metal.
Steel earplugs. All right, let me just end the recording here. Yep. Okay. Not a lot of combat today. You
Not,
guys
no,
managed to
no,
avoid all of it.